Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. A dark reading today, and I'm using the Soulless Tarot for this one. And it's prompted by a conversation that people are having around Meghan and the kind of dark energy that she's exhibiting. And it was very evident in Paris, not only with the video, but with her eyes, the way her eyes looked when she was out and about. And look, she probably had been starving herself to get that gaunt look that she had. So maybe she wasn't in the best state energetically, just physically, but there was still a kind of a dark aura around her that a lot of people were picking up and commenting on. And also, of course, people talking about her laughing allegedly inappropriately at someone a model who might have slipped while she was walking that Balenciaga show. There's no actual proof of it. Charlotte Griffiths talked about it as if it had actually happened like that. So that's the best I can do in terms of confirming that someone actually slipped. And she has form for doing this. She laughed when that elderly, I can't remember who he was, but elderly gentleman fainted during one of the processions that the royals were involved in, watching from the balcony at Buckingham Palace. She laughed when the old fellow fell very badly from his horse. She laughed. Same occasion, Princess Charlotte tripped and fell, and Meghan laughed at that. She laughed at the autistic girl singing the anthem in Canada when they were there pre-Invictus Games in Canada. She has form for doing this. And the late Queen allegedly said about Meghan Markle, she's evil. I did a reading on that a long time ago when that news came out. It's all allegedly, of course, and this is just tarot for fun and entertainment, and it is all speculation in all my opinion, and it's just energy I read on. Archetypal energy. Royal family is the archetypal family for me, and of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. I'm going to look at this now. They're about to show up in New York, Harry and Meghan, to win a humanitarian award. I think that's tomorrow. So I think it's appropriate to check in energetically with Meghan and ask what's really in that heart of hers, the energy there, the problems or challenges she might have with kind of suppressing it or masking it if it is quite negative, where it comes from, what her goal is, past influences. Is it going to get worse? I'm doing a Celtic cross, you might have realized. Her view of herself, external pressure she's under, hopes and fears. I mean, this energy, long term, where's it going to take her? How's she going to be viewed? I'm talking legacy, really, Meghan. Is this the kind of, I think we're good to go, is this the kind of legacy that she's going to leave? Is this how she's going to be remembered? Or is she just going through a kind of a blip energetically, where people aren't responding to her, they're not seeing her as an authentic person because she's not really clear about who she is, she's not really portraying herself very clearly, just like these cards aren't portraying themselves very clearly. We'll do scooching, we always do scooching when we try and fit these Celtic crosses in. Sorry about the fact that it's not great. Six of Swords is a transition energy. It's going from difficulty to more peaceful times. It's going from conflict to less conflict, and so that's interesting. If she has had some inner conflict, inner turmoil, then the underlying energy is telling us that she's reaching a more peaceful phase in her life, and I'm inclined to interpret that as possibly she's going into a phase in her life where she might be more true to herself, whatever that self is. The Six of Swords follows the Five of Swords very obviously. The Five of Swords can be, it's a conflict card, it can be inner turmoil, not external turmoil. Just saying, that's why I'm reading that Six of Swords that way. Let's see where this reading takes us. Who is she energetically? What's really beating in that heart? And interestingly, we've got the Knight of Wands, and it's in reverse. This is normally a Harry card for me, the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's very much his energy. It's in reverse. It's the red-headed prince, the hot-headed prince, rather erratic kind of a character, impulsive, impetuous. But when it's upright, it's an adventurous energy. It's a positive energy because it's enthusiastic. It's in reverse. It's taken that energy and distorted it. It can read it as distorting his energy. I'm reading about Meghan. Didn't expect Harry to show up. But he has shown up in one sense with this Knight of Wands in reverse, bringing out the kind of negative aspect, the shadow aspect of his personality. But it can also be just her energy, that she is, and okay, I'm going to use the word that's come to my mind. This is my impression of her with this energy that's coming through this card, an adventurer. This is someone that travels a lot, and she does. They pop up all over the place, and she did in the past, certainly, and she is now. She pops up. They travel, they try things, they dare things. It's quite a daredevil energy, that Knight of Wands. In a relationship reading, I would say it has a player energy. We're not doing a relationship reading here, per se, but that player energy holds in the sense that this isn't someone that sticks around. This is someone that takes chances. This is someone that is quite erratic in their moods, in their passions, in their obsessions, their life choices. It's not a dark card as such. It's volatile. It can be, as I say, in a relationship context, quite unfaithful, just hot and cold, in and out, not sticking around long term. And we have Six of Swords, which is a travel card as well, which is confirming that Knight of Wands energy, which is very much a travel thing. I'm just getting an adventurer, adventurous, would be the old-fashioned word of describing that kind of person who's always off to seek their fortune, but they might be seeking someone else's fortune along the way. That's how this energy is reading for me, if I'm reading it Meghan's energy and not Harry's energy or her influence on Harry. Interesting that it's shown up like that. So not darkness, more of, as I say, adventurer kind of a vibe. The challenge for her of trying to maybe conceal who she really is. I've got the Five of Wands, and it's not about concealing who she really is, except that it's the card of competition, and it's in reverse. So it might be she's motivated by an unhealthy competitive instinct, that she's always trying to outdo other people. So we've got someone who's got that inner spirit of always off to seek their fortune. I'm putting it charitably now, however, maybe without that many scruples, who is always competing against people, and that's her challenge energy. So not succeeding because the card is in reverse, or having to try and conceal just how aggressive she is, just how competitive she is, and just how dirty she might play when it comes down to it, to getting what she wants in that Knight of Wands in reverse energy. Again, not dark, but very, very competitive. This isn't peaceful energy. This is rivalry, challenging. This is the kind of person, and I'm speculating, I'm giving an example. This is the kind of woman who might make a play for someone else's boyfriend or husband. It's that kind of energy that's coming through for me. I'm looking at her. I'm looking for descriptors for her energy in this reading as an energy reader. So what's the reason for all of this? We're going down into the depths now, into the subconscious, down in the dungeon. What really drives this And we've got the Judgment card, and it's in reverse. And Judgment is about forgiveness when it's upright. It's in reverse, it's quite vengeful. The Judgment card. She doesn't forgive. She, I would say, nurses old grievances. And it's major arcana, so this is serious. This is what really drives this whole scenario. It's coming out as vengeance, revenge. Of course, Tom Bauer famously called his book on Meghan Revenge. That's what he figured was the theme, and it's showing up here in this reading for me as an energy reader. Can also just mean not having much in the way of discernment, not making the right calls in life, making sort of quite negative decisions, or being judged very harshly. But we're talking really about her psychology, not doing a professional reading of her, psychologically energy reading, and that's coming through for me as vengeance. So what's her goal? What's she really after? King of Pentacles, very high status and tons of money. Let's scooch him down so we can see him, the King of Pentacles. There he is. Harry's energy, and of course that was the prize. I think first prize would have been the King of Cups, Prince William, but he was off the market by the time she got access to that social circle through possibly Marcus Anderson, Princess Eugenie, the rest of them, that Soho House lot. So the King of Pentacles, Harry's energy, that's her goal. Clinging on to it, the titles, the money, the access to all the royal stuff and all the very wealthy stuff, but she wants money. She's after money. Basically success. Business success, status, leadership success. She wants the private jets. She wants the yachts. Not those kinds of yachts. She wants the billionaire lifestyle. That's what she's after, really. And she's quite clear about it. She doesn't really hide it, even though she's tried the whole Diana shtick. This is what she really is. This is what she really wants. And there's all the competition around it at the heart of this reading, and as I say, the adventurous thing. She was prepared to move countries. She was prepared to chase after. She was prepared to put herself out there in this quest to snare, in my opinion, a King of Pentacles type of man. She was after British football players, Canadian ice hockey players, allegedly golfers before that. You name it, she was after it. There is the King of Pentacles. Past energy, past influences, just checking. Page of Cups in reverse. Disappointments, betrayals, hurt feelings, somewhere along the line, her own rejection, heartache. There's something in there, and I would say it comes from childhood, because pages are child energy, that there was a lot of hurt, and we know there must have been, well, we assume there was a lot of hurt in her childhood because of her family circumstances, the mother that disappeared and all the rest of it. Can't have been very happy at some deep level of herself, I don't think. That's my personal opinion, of course. And so there, but I think other disappointments, I think rejections, I think she tried her luck along the way with other romantic partners and got rejected, got hurt, got wounded. Maybe not even romantic kind of scenarios. It could have been casting agents situations in the movies when she went to all those auditions and was rejected, as that kind of energy as well. And that's when she was young, and it left some kind of mark on her. So where are we heading with her energy? This vibe that people find uncomfortable about her, and as I say, is being talked about quite openly in all kinds of platforms and scenarios now. A lot of people are discussing it because they're finding it disturbing. So that's why I'm reading on it, just to make it very clear. Where are we heading now? Near term, is it going to get worse? I've got the Emperor. And the Emperor is about control and about management and high status. So I don't think it's going to bleed through, and I don't think it's going to cause terrible disruption just yet. Not in the short term anyway, because this is success. The Emperor is high status, your goals, achieving your goals. So whatever she's lining up with, for instance, fashion brands and things like that, she's going to be successful. I don't think she shot herself in the foot entirely with the Diana stunt, as I'm calling it. Although there's been pushback from Meghan's camp that it wasn't that at all. I have to acknowledge that she has denied that. So we'll say the alleged Diana stunt. A lot of people thought that maybe it was the end of her ambitions fashion-wise, that people would distance themselves. I don't think so. I think she's going to rein it in. I think she's going to regain some self-control. I think she was on a narc high in that moment. And as I say, probably hadn't eaten for a good few weeks, and possibly medicated her way through the whole Paris adventure. So I think back in control, back doing what she likes to do, which is chase money and status and importance and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't see the wheels coming off just yet. How does she view herself and the energy that she puts out there? Let me do some scooching. Two of Cups, she thinks she's a darling. Two of Cups is just everybody loves you. And all that kiss, kiss, moi, moi, all that kind of stuff. She thinks she's just very popular. Everybody loves her. She's a loyal friend. She's faithful. Very popular. Definitely with that Two of Cups. That's how she sees herself. She genuinely can't understand why people react in a negative way to her energy. Lots and lots of people, not just a few. In her tight circle, Daniel Martin, Marcus, or the girlfriends in Montecito, they all think she's fabulous. And that's how she sees herself, as a loyal, devoted friend, close friend that people just really love. Pressure she's under from outside, external pressure, not her own inner psychological processes. Four of Swords. This is the reputational harm that she's currently experiencing. Most recently, of course, the video, the Diana stunt that I'm calling the Diana stunt. But Four of Swords is really the shooting yourself in the foot moment, where you go through something very wounding, your own silliness, or someone else does something dreadful to you, and you have to retreat, and you have to try and heal, you have to try and reason it out and figure it out and process it. It's a lot of processing goes on in the Four of Swords. So she's feeling very hurt, very wounded from outside, from the criticism of her. And it's been a spectacular amount of criticism. Allegedly, lawyers' letters sent to the Daily Mail to complain about headlines. But she's taken a battering. Her ego is bruised. Her reputation is very damaged at the moment. She can't understand it because she's just this darling Two of Cups here, who's gone through Page of Cups in reverse in the past, and it's not fair, and she's just so sweet and so lovely. Why does everybody hate her and criticize her and say all these terrible things about her? She really and truly doesn't understand. Her hopes and fears, let's just check those quickly. She wants to be very successful. She wants to be adored with the Empress, loved. She wants to be valued. She wants to be seen as the most desirable, the most attractive woman. We saw her with a Zoolander walk in Paris. She's now a fashionista, and she's a supermodel in her own mind and all of that, a 5'2" supermodel, but never mind my opinion. But that's what she wants. That's where she's going. That's what she's hoping for. It matches the Emperor. So short term, she's going to be very focused on this new chapter in her life, moving away, Six of Swords, from all the difficulty that this year has presented so far, and trying to regain control, trying to be a power couple. There's a power couple in here. Interestingly, the Empress and the Emperor, real power couple. She wants high status. There are rumors that she was trying to hatch a meeting with Jeff Bezos in Paris. That didn't quite come off, but there is that kind of energy in here. I know we're looking at what's really in her heart of hearts, but we're getting ambition here in power couples and control and organizing and business plans and stuff like that. So money, motivated by money and dominance and status and rule the world kind of energy. Ambition. Her challenge is that Five of Wands card, ambition card. It's all here. Legacy. How is she going to be viewed ultimately in terms of her energy? There is the ambition card, the Chariot. The Chariot is reading in quite a negative way. This is a negative tarot, the soulless tarot, dark tarot rather, it's a better word. She's going to be viewed as someone who is just relentlessly ambitious. It's got Tumbrel vibe. This Chariot card just saying not the best energy. Again, this is a dark tarot. Somebody who just chased after their goals at the expense of everyone and everything else. That's how this Chariot energy is reading in this particular spread for me as an energy reader. Driving over, running over anyone who gets in your way, just relentless ambition, chasing after position, status, money, this is the soulless tarot, without any heart really in this pursuit. And none of the dark cards that could have shown up in this reading have chosen to show up, which is interesting. The very distinct message that has come through, it's a coherent message in this reading, is that she's driven by money, ambition, status, power, the Empress and the Emperor. She wants all of those things. She's relentless in her pursuit of them. She will not stop with that Chariot. She will keep finding new ways to insert herself into the spotlight, to chase whatever it is she's chasing. I'm getting with that Chariot card that she's not going to achieve any kind of inner satisfaction. Most people achieve their life goals, most people have quite modest goals. They want a happy relationship, they want a happy family situation, they want to live comfortably. Yeah, they might have big, secret dreams, but really this gives me a kind of hollow energy of just chasing something that is ultimately unattainable. And that is how she's going to be perceived. Just a very slight message for the royals. Prince William's energy is, of course, Chariot, Cancerian energy. Thorn in the side. Constant thorn in the side. While she's got air in her lungs, she is going to be a thorn in that side. It's interesting. I get quite a negative hit off this Chariot in terms of motor vehicles, cars, chases. We had the near catastrophic car chase in New York. We're back in New York tomorrow. She was driving past tunnels and bridges in Paris. I personally don't think that's energy she wants to mess with. Just going to put that out there. It's coming through like a kind of a warning, shall we just say. That is the reading, all my opinion, all allegedly, and I'll see you again tomorrow.